Any advice for first-timers on Dwarf Fortress? Yes. The first thing that you should do in Dwarf Fortress, don't worry about surviving. Finding the fun in Dwarf Fortress is dying in weird ways. And every time you die, you will find a new way to live in Dwarf Fortress. Until eventually, your Dwarf Fortress progresses far, and no matter how far you have progressed, it will die. You will lose. And that's hilarious. Every time. Like, that's the point of Dwarf Fortress. You don't survive forever. The cool thing that you learn about it, though, is you learn about the stories of your dwarves. Yeah, losing is super fun in that game. The idea is that you want to read the stories. Whenever there's combat, read about them. Find about the relationships between the dwarves. What injuries do they have? Who is their family members? What happens when one of them falls into a melancholy and, like, goes berserk? How does their family take it? That all matters in Dwarf Fortress, and it changes every interaction. It is phenomenal, dude. Dwarf Fortress is boss. Yeah, it's not about winning. It's not about winning. I'll give you a really good example. I had a great loss in Dwarf Fortress a while back. I had, let me actually, we're gonna pull out the MS Paint, actually, because I have to draw this, otherwise it won't make any goddamn sense. You need a visual aid for this nerd story. So with this, basically what I had is I had a Dwarf Fortress, and I had this area that kind of looked like this in the tunnel, and I had a tunnel that kind of went this way. And the reason why I did this was this area over here had an aqueduct. It had water, right? So out here, it was just like a giant water area. Wrong area. Give me that one. So this was all water, right? And so what I did was I hollowed out this area like this to make it so that this would be filled with water, but there'd be iron gratings here. And the reason I did this is because dwarves really like mist. So every time a dwarf would pass by here, these gratings would allow some of the water to go through, and it would create kind of like mist out here. And it was like the dwarf would go through it and they'd get a happy thought, right? They're like, oh yeah, that's great. Fantastic, right? Then eventually what would happen is suddenly everyone started getting really sad. All the dwarves were really upset. And I didn't know why at the time why this was happening, but all the dwarves are going past this, and then suddenly they're all really upset, and I didn't know what was going on. And eventually the fortress collapsed because everyone was really pissed off and they're really mad all the time, right? What happened was that the dwarf that built this grating walked into this room, built it from this side, and was obscured, then drowned. His corpse pressed up against the grating, and then as it rotted, everyone who passed by went, ugh! And I didn't know until it was too late. And that was Dwarf Fortress. That was that fortress gone, right? This is what Dwarf Fortress is about, dude. Like, anyway, enjoy that. It's an insane video game, and I love it.